Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and today we'll be reading 3 weight loss stories from r/lose it to help you stay on track. If you enjoy, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. Just because it'll take X years to hit your goal doesn't mean your life will continue to suck for X years. I was reminded of this while going through my old weight loss logs. If you have a lot of weight to lose, try not to get too down about how long it'll take. If it'll take 2 years to get to your goal, you're still going to be much happier and healthier along the way than you are today. Losing weight can really be a fun and motivating process. If you start today, I'll guarantee you that 1 month from now, you'll be in a better place than you are today. Try not to think of it as waiting 2 years before you're happy with your weight. Think of it as leveling up a bit more each day until you hit your goal and achieve ultimate happiness. This is true. I've been plateaued. My own fault. Too many cheat days. I've been having trouble with discipline since the holidays due to life stuff and winter, so I've basically been at maintenance or such a slow cut I can't tell for a couple of months now. But I'm still 80 pounds lighter than I was 2 years ago, and that has a real effect. Even daily stuff is so much easier with less weight. I was sick for a week straight a couple weeks ago, and I still felt better than I did on a normal day at my highest weight. I have more energy, I move faster, and I trust my body. When I see athletes and performers, I don't think about how cool they are, well, I do, and how I could never do that. I think about what training they did to make their bodies that way and whether I want to do the same. For the first time in my life, even from before I put on all the weight, I want to be an athlete, and I believe I can if I put in the effort. It's not just physical either. Building and maintaining the discipline to lose weight can be applied to so many other aspects of your life too. If you can lose weight, you can do anything else you put your mind to. Want to learn a skill? Use that discipline. I still have a decent ways to go, but my life now is immeasurably better than it used to be. I finally made it under 300 pounds, from 405 to 296 in a little over 22 months. Christmas of 2016, I flew from Chicago to DC to visit my sister. The walk through O'Hare felt like it was gonna kill me. Then I get on the plane and I need a seatbelt extension because I was too big for a regular human-sized one. Then I get to DC and my sister wants to take me on a tour of the Capitol. It was about 2 miles of walking and I had to take several breaks. I was only 36 at the time. I decided I had to do something about it or else I was going to end up dead within the next 5 years. On January 1st of 2017, I weighed myself and my scale that went up to 400 pounds just said E. I was like, maybe it's broken. So I bought a new one that day that went up to 550 pounds. I stood on it and it said 405. I just stood there looking at it and I cried. How had I let myself go this far? I was wearing a size 52 waist and pants and a 5XL shirt. So after a day of self-pity party, I decided to go to the gym. Got on the elliptical and within 11 minutes, I thought I was going to die. I went home feeling defeated and sore and exhausted, but the next day I did it again, and the day after that I did it again, and so on. I downloaded my MyFitnessPal and bought a food scale, and I started prepping, weighing, and portioning all my food, and I tracked my calories with MFP. The weight started pouring off. Within just 5 months, I was down 65 pounds. But then I started to get too confident. I slacked on my food tracking and portioning and started just eyeballing it. I'd forget to add foods to MyFitnessPal because if you don't log it, it doesn't count, right? So I started gaining a little bit of weight back. Then I countered that weight gain with adding more and more cardio. I was up to an hour a day, 6 days a week, and still I gained. I ended up feeling sorry for myself and started drinking a lot, like a couple 30 packs of beer a week, and still I gained. So I drank more and did more and more intense cardio. This is when I learned about overtraining. Then I caught myself back in March of this year and stopped drinking and started lifting weights instead of cardio. And wouldn't you know it, the weight started coming back off again. Now I am under 300 pounds for the first time in a long time. I dropped 12 pant sizes and I'm now down to a size 40 waist and I wear a 2XL shirt. I'm as strong as I've ever been and more determined and disciplined than I've ever been too. It feels great to have accomplished this much and I feel so much better. I lift weights 4 days a week and I walk about 15k steps almost every day. I can look at myself in the mirror, and while I still have a lot of work left to do, I am happy with who I see looking back at me. I love myself again, and I can't wait to see who I am in a year from now and a year after that. To those of you who are just starting out, please take it from me. I thought this was hopeless and I was just stuck being unhealthy because I was so far away from anything even close to healthy. Just start today. then the real key is to just not stop. Then you have to keep on not stopping. You have the power to change who you are. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. 225 pounds lost in 1 year of Seco dieting, 539 to 314 pounds. How I got this heavy? Like a lot of people here, I'm an emotional eater. When I was happy, sad, bored, I always just ate and was always bigger than other kids my whole life. It was a cycle of me being bored, which made me want to eat, and then after I would feel sad, which made me want to eat, and after years of this, I isolated myself to my room in a never-ending cycle. My doctor later told me that I was depressed and had bad anxiety of not wanting to leave my house. He prescribed me pills, but because of my family's history with being addicted to pills, I was scared to take anything in fear of ending up like them. So I just stayed in my room, watching shows on my computer, and never leaving my house for any reason but to go to my doctor appointments. What made me start dieting? I watched a lot of Boogie 2988 videos over the years, and I kind of looked up to him because he was someone who was big like me, but put himself out there. And even though he got mean comments and hate, it never stopped him from doing what he loved. I honestly wanted to be like him. Not a YouTuber, but just going and doing what you wanted to, no matter the fear of what others think. Boogie talked about getting weight loss surgery and how if he didn't get it, then he would die soon because dieting just wasn't working for him. At around the same time, my doctor told me he wanted me to go see a weight loss surgeon, and I really didn't want to go see one just out of embarrassment. But my mom talked me into going to just see what he had to say, and I decided to go for my mom. I never knew my weight, and the doctor I went to only had a scale that went up to 350 pounds, and I remember it wouldn't weigh me back when I was 17. I figured I was around 400 to 450 pounds, but when I got to the weight loss doctor and they had a scale that would tell me my accurate weight, it said I was 539 pounds. I was shocked and couldn't believe I was this heavy. The doctor told me about the surgery and I was scared because of the chance of death and the pain involved after the surgery that I would need painkillers and I didn't want to take them. The doctor told me that I need to lose some weight for a few months before insurance would pay for the surgery so they know what I needed to do. I've never been on a diet before, so I was worried about not knowing what to do. I found this subreddit and it talked a lot about Seco and how just eating less is all you really need to do, especially for someone my size. I talked to my regular doctor about calorie limits and he said 1500 was a good limit, and that day I started my diet on March 1st, 2017. I bought a food scale and started weighing everything and only drank water when I was thirsty. It was a tough first month, but I stuck to it, and when it was time to go back for my first weigh-in, I was nervous about not losing anything or even gaining anything. I went in and stepped on the scale, and it said 504 pounds, 34 pounds lost in a month, and I cried. I told my mom and she cried too, and this made me happy that I could lose weight on my own and made me determined to do it. Over the next few months, I went back and lost 25 and 24 pounds in those months. At this point, because I was so scared about the pain pills I would need after surgery, I decided to try just dieting and I canceled my weight loss surgery. How losing weight affected me physically and mentally. As I started losing weight, I was less scared about what people thought about me. I knew I had to change my mind just like I was changing my body. I started to leave the house and go grocery shopping with my mom. It was hard, but I had to push myself to put myself out there and stop being afraid of the world. I didn't want to be stuck in a room for another 26 years of my life. As I started losing weight, it got so much easier for me to leave my house. I felt less embarrassed about my size. I used to wait at my door when I was about to leave and make sure no cars were coming before I got into my mom's truck. But now I just open and walk out without even thinking about if someone saw me. My biggest confidence boost when I was finally small enough to wear jeans. I haven't worn jeans since my grandpa's funeral, which was many years ago. This made me want to go outside more and be around people. I started to look like a normal person, not just some big guy with baggy sweatpants and a big hoodie I was hiding behind. I now went out in a t-shirt and jeans. The weight loss really helped with a lot of physical things too. My sleep apnea went away. When I was tested, I would stop breathing 120 times per hour and couldn't sleep on my back or stomach and would wake up 5+ times a night. Now I sleep a full 8 hours on my back without waking up, and I feel very rested every morning. My feet and ankles used to swell very badly and it was painful, and the only way to stop it was for me to wear shoes whenever I'm sitting or standing. Around 8 months into my diet, my feet and legs stopped swelling and I could walk around and sit around in my socks or barefoot, and the pain was gone too. My goals now. My first year of dieting was mainly to get myself out of the danger zone of heart failure and out of the mental danger zones. This next year of dieting is going to be all about improving myself more and setting reachable goals. I hope to be under 275 by my 27th birthday coming up in a few months. I want to start walking 3 miles a day and up it to more as I start walking when it's nice out and build up my leg strength so that I can get a job and start being out there more. For my job, I hope to save up enough money to finally get the things I've always wanted. A car for freedom to just get out of my house and maybe make friends to hang out with. I want to get a gaming computer, nothing fancy, just something that plays most games in low-medium settings so I can interact with more people and not just watch videos all day and actually play the games I've always wanted to play when I watch people on YouTube and Twitch. Hopefully by the end of my next year of dieting, I'll be under 250 pounds and will set new goals on what I want to do regarding my weight. And that brings us to our featured narwhals of the day. If you'd like to be a featured narwhal, just head on over to our subreddit at r/loseitnarwhals. Link is in the description below. Our first featured narwhal of the day is Leah, and they say, started my journey in October of 2019, and I plan to never stop. I'm down 35 pounds from the first photo. Woo. This channel has been a major part of keeping me motivated and inspired. I eat a keto diet and exercise 5 times a week, but please do research and talk to your doctor before trying keto. And our last featured narwhal of the day is Smy's Gypsy, and they say, I'm making progress slowly, and I'm proud of myself. Starting weight 286, current weight 258, and goal weight 136. Thank you for sharing, narwhals. Be sure to like and subscribe for more weight loss videos that help you stay on track. Thanks for watching, narwhals, and I'll see you in the next one.